Initiating match. Ready for battle.
No point fixing it now, you'll probably just mess it up again.
Five, four,
All right, here we are. SIUC versus Milwaukee School of Engineering in Overwatch. We've got SIU Black Team running their typical Rhine Far Reaper comp. Starting off strong. Looks like Milwaukee's taking the points while SIUC is pulling back, kind of trying to get some late pick. Jacktactical gets a huge pick in the Reaper. He does fall to the Junkrat, but Jacktactical once again getting that pick on all their supports in their backline. SIUC cleaning up the fight real quickly, and looks like first cap is going to go to SIUC. Nice quick and clean cleanup.
SIUC has a brutal comp coming in, just dealing tons of damage with this Pharah and the Reaper combination. Most teams in this division seem to not have the ability to deal with a Pharah in the sky just at all times, poking and prodding at you. So far SIUC has gone undefeated, and this is the last match of the regular season, is it not?
I'm pretty sure. I believe it's the last before playoffs, and if SIUC does take this win, they'll be undefeated going into playoffs, which is quite an achievement. SIUC still holding their ground on this little chokehold here. Milwaukee can't really seem to get past that Pharah, just poking at their backline, doing tons of damage.
The Rocket Barrage comes in along with the Shatter.
Not much going on
Bastion
yet.
is down.
Pyro standing his ground and Jacktactical just poking at that back line. You got Null just putting pressure on that tank, making him continue to back up.
And it looks like Pyro is going straight for the spawn doors. I mean, there's just no remorse here.
SIUC just proving time and time again that they are a undying and relentless force that will not falter.
Looks like we've got a Sigma ult and a Lucio ult coming in from Milwaukee, but SIUC does have the Reaper and the Sigma ult gets popped.
Lots of walls being popped here. Can Milwaukee touch point? They need to touch this point right now, otherwise it's going to be first
The Reaper
point
touches,
SIUC.
but is immediately killed. Pyro's gonna move back to hold this choke point.
And SIUC secures first point on Oasis.
100-0.
Not looking too good for Milwaukee here. They couldn't really get their grip against SIUC.
ready for battle.
Do you think we're going to see Jacktactical on the Pharah all night, or you think we're gonna see a switch at any point?
I'm pretty sure he's gonna stay on that far there. It just seems to work so well for SIUC. If anything, they may swap to a Torb. I know we have seen that in the past. But for the most part, I mean, that far Mercy comp is just so brutal in this division.
It's difficult to deal with when you're playing in these lower ranks where hit scans haven't really found their flow.
Yeah, especially when it's far on Mercy. You gotta make sure you target that Mercy first, otherwise that far is just gonna wreak havoc on your backline.
SIU will be playing into 4 hit scans this map, so we'll see how it goes, but a quick boot from Jacktactical onto Jocko. Pyro coming up behind him.
No, causing a distraction behind, and everyone is just off the map. I mean, they don't even need to confirm these kills. They're just getting everyone environmentals.
It's just quick, and it looks like the Sigma's gonna jump off, or just gonna die here.
Just so you see quick capping that point as they push them back to their spawn doors. Milwaukee looking like to be another stuck on that choke point once again. So you see, looks like they're holding a little bit back on these two doors. Probably trying to hope to get some nice natural cover.
Milwaukee does have the ranged advantage here, so SIUC does need to hold close, but the Bastion's gonna come around and just melt Pyro entirely with KFE getting that final kill.
Massive
rocket barrage from Jack the Cool. Will it be enough to save this fight?
Looks like Milwaukee is going to end up capping as they did push back SIUC. Once they focused that tank down, SIUC couldn't really do much. They had no front, spearhead to their push.
That Bastion outputs a lot of damage, and if you get caught in a corner against that turret, you're just doomed to die. It doesn't matter how many supports are on you.
No, almost a Reaper ult. Looking like he's going to try and get a few picks here. Jaco does fall to no. Far again with those environmentals, just so detrimental to this Milwaukee team.
Pyro onto the Sigma now.
Probably to help deal with that Bastion. I mean, Bastion heavily counters Ryan just with that massive damage output. It just burns that shield in less than a second.
This is going to allow them to hold a bit closer up and really take these poke battles in this open area.
Huge block from Pyro from that rock. Not getting that stun in so they can push up. SIUC holding their ground as Milwaukee starts to engage. Jack the Cool getting that pick. Another ult.
Another rocket barrage, but it doesn't seem to confirm everything. Maybe even gets him killed by Ember Stripe.
No. Big Reaper ult. Gets one, but does end up falling to the Bastion. Winchester with the res on Jack the Cool. Lots of ults being popped this fight. This is the battle for the point.
And SIUC is holding this choke point well. They've got the tank just spread apart from the team, and that's huge. This is going to be a 4v5, but Jack the Cool and Theorem both fall.
Can SIUC hold on? Looks like they're going to need to regroup here. Yep, Milwaukee does end up getting the point last second with a lot of those ults, but right now they have no ults to stop the contest. Pyro's going to have his Sig ults, and this may be final fight for this map, but
really going to depend on whether or not Pyro can find a good number of the team packed together or just one good pick with that Sigma ult.
no, getting that off angle, poking up that Joker Queen.
The ult comes out.
Does get two. Stop by the Immort, but two do fall. They got that Immort out of the way, quick and easy. Jack the Cool in the backline, uncontested. No one's really looking at him. Just the Ashe and Bap on point left from Milwaukee. SIUC does come to fight. Will this be the final contest, or will Milwaukee touch?
Doesn't look like they're going to be able to touch this one. And SIUC takes the map 2-0 on the control point.
Absolute massive sweep for SIUC.
Exciting match. Ready for battle.
And we're back heading to Paraíso for the hybrid map.
Fighting.
Looks like
SIUC will be attacking first.
stick with that Sigma and the Far Mercy, as it's, I mean, that's their iconic comp. It's what they're known for. It's what they work. It's what works, and it's what they use.
And it looks like Milwaukee's going to be starting this hold on a standard poke composition, probably going to be a Mercy boosted. I would assume the Soldier, but it could be the Ashe. Maybe try to pick Jack the Cool out of the sky.
3, 2, 1.
All right, as the match starts here, let's see where Milwaukee's gonna go.
Objective
They also have a Pharah, which is very interesting. Definitely gonna be a hard battle. Milwaukee taking the high ground.
Dispersing.
Pyro really deep in Milwaukee's front line. Hear him did get slept. No death though. Holding in there, no one gets a pick on that Ana. Ashe does fall.
Finds another kill onto the Ashe and onto the Mercy, but KFE does come up with the kill on Null.
And SIUC once again just cleans it up quick and easy. Taking first point on Paraíso.
Yeah, there was a little bit of a stick there as they were crossing that bridge, but once the picks came in, the point just fell to them completely.
Yeah, with that frontline pressure from Pyro on the bottom and that top line pressure from Jack the Cool, it's just...
Gonna
it's
say,
so
almost
detrimental.
pushing up a little too far, but his supports are really just keeping him up here. He's been under 200 health.
Jack the Cool just absolutely decimating the back line here.
Getting a huge stun in, and then killing the Mercy, who's kind of just in no man's land up in the front line.
Jack the Cool hits a nasty direct on that Moira and that Sigma, making them both fall, and honestly, quite a large stagger for Milwaukee.
And that's how you see. It's kind of just pushed up, now holding them basically in their spawn as they push this point up for free.
Jack the Cool does fall.
But immediately revived.
That will leave SIUC without revive for this big fight, but I don't think it's gonna be too much of a worry for them. Jack the Cool now knows to play safe in the back line, away from that Ashe.
This is going to be a big fight for this point. Almost every player in the lobby has their ult up and ready.
Ember Stripe getting another pick on Jack the Cool. Can SIUC try and hold on, or will they need to regroup? Winter does come out from SIUC. Both teams are even right now. Milwaukee getting those picks and cleaning up SIUC.
And the first hold stopping it right before this first point on the payload part.
Milwaukee's Ashe might actually be a big problem for SIUC. They have yet to actually encounter a hit scan that's been able to take down the Pharah as quickly as they have.
Both teams burned 2 ults in that last fight. I'm interested to see if we're going to see the other 6 coming out.
Definitely going to be interesting. I expect Jack the Cool to pop his ult in that back line, assuming he can get there. Pyro actually pops his first, along with
Sigma
Knowles.
comes out, and Theorem takes down KFE. Now Milwaukee's playing without their tank, and they're down to Mercy as well. Jack the Cool with the Rocket Barrage, and it looks like the rest of SIUC is going to clean up this fight and push it to point.
Just when I was starting to get worried for SIUC, they just clean it up and get in and out really quick, making Milwaukee lose second point. pushing up into this indoor section. The Pharah's gonna be a little harder to play, especially with that Ashe. Just putting
But
so
there's
much
also
pressure on
just
him.
so much cover for the Pharah to hide behind in this part.
It's gonna be interesting. Jack the Cool does get a pick on the soldier. Cancels the
Stopping the res. This Ashe is all alone, and looks like they're gonna clean up this fight going to SIUC as they just continue walking forward, only really being stopped in that one spot so far.
Yeah, SIUC has just not been having too much difficulty. That Pharah has been able to wreak havoc in that backline, regardless of all their hit scan.
There's just so much poke damage coming out from SIUC that as Milwaukee's coming out of spawn, they're just already at half health.
SIUC
And Rocket Barrage is up once again. This ult has just been so quick to charge this game. And Ashe comes out to stall the point, pointing directly at Jack the Cool, but manages to escape.
SIUC
And
almost
here comes
there.
the Rocket Barrage.
SIUC just so close capturing this final point. KFE with a massive ult, but SIUC cleans it up with their last Sigma ult, just getting that final damage in there to cap third point with 2 minutes and 44 seconds.
Score 0-3. Switching sides.
It's just a non-stop push here from SIUC. Just all the damage coming out, you know, going straight into Milwaukee's players. I'm interested to see if they're able to full hold here on this first point of Paraiso, especially with just all this poke damage going down the first point.
It looked be interesting. That Ashe was quite an issue for Jack the Cool during that second point. So maybe on attack we'll see a little more pressure since it'll be open for a little while longer, but we'll find out. Milwaukee is pulling that Ashe. I'll be hoping to get rid of that Pharah.
Well, this first point on Paraiso is just so hard to push if the team you're playing against has that good poke presence. You've just got a wide open gap as they're attacking you from that high ground.
Yeah, it's one of those things where poke is just so good at having the shield of damage instead of an actual physical barrier to stop these bullets. If they can't get past you without dying, I mean, it's quite honestly detrimental, especially on these types of maps.
It looks like KFE is going to be on to the Diva. Let's see how this works out. It could be good at stopping a lot of the projectiles from Jack the Cool and maybe just pushing straight into the air to take him down.
Immark does pop early, which could be an issue.
The Diva is up, diving onto the high ground, but is immediately dropped off.
So you see, just putting in that damage, that back line. Milwaukee's getting kind of low here, losing lots of their health. Megawatts does fall to Jack the Cool.
And it looks like Milwaukee's heading back for a quick regroup.
What Milwaukee really needs to do here is they just all need to push together and push them off that high ground. Without doing that, I mean, it's just, they're going to be stuck in that water there.
You know, Pyro is just standing here in the front line, tanking all this damage. The cooldowns are just popping off as it's wall and the suck just over and over again, soaking up every single bit of damage that Milwaukee's trying to put downrange.
Each fight, I mean, they don't get popped in the Diva. Jack the Cool actually falls. Looks like they're going to try and res, but Winchester falls as well to the Nano Diva. Can that SIUC
And
hold on without
Milwaukee's
their
looking the
farmers?
best they have all maps so far, which I'm pushing in. SIUC down 2.
Milwaukee
And
slowly
KFE
but
finds
surely.
another one on Pyro.
They're making progress little by little, poking at SIUC. Pyro gets slapped. Can they hold on for their respawns to come in? Jack the Cool is back, and they just clean up. Milwaukee does not have the ability to just hold on there just that little bit longer.
And this fight's just over as quick as it started. As soon as Jack the Cool got back, is just able to destroy that baby Diva and end the fight.
Very, very frustrating for Milwaukee. We do see the swap to the Mercy, probably hoping to get some more damage on Ash to get rid of Jetcool quicker. But it's a matter of being able to even see Jetcool. He's so good at playing those corners.
D.Va diving straight under the bridge, heading for point. D.Va Bomb comes out, doesn't find anyone.
Visor pop from SIUC, gets one. Barrage also getting picked. That's 2 down for Milwaukee. Window.
And SIUC is really pushing in now. Yeah, the DPS just running towards Milwaukee's spawn.
SIUC just being that relentless force, never wielding. We do see Valking Mercy trying to challenge.
Try to hit Jack the Cool, but they're just outranged and nothing really comes of it. But here the Mercy is waiting for him as he lands on the bridge.
They actually came through and got rid of Jack the Cool. Does not look like Winchester can actually find and get up there to res him.
And that could be a huge pick as we see ults come trading now. Pyro finds one on Ember Stripe, but Null and Winchester go down.
There's no Mech Diva in the back line, and Jack the Cool is just back, ready for that cleanup.
It seems like every time SIUC is about to lose a fight, Jack the Cool is back from spawn just to deal all that damage to finish off the members of Milwaukee.
He is just an angel in the sky, the savior, helping SIUC keep that front line and make up that lost ground.
5 seconds left to go. It looks like the soldier is going to touch along with the D.Va, but they're all alone without any healing.
Looks like Milwaukee's Mercy does pop out, but I don't think they're going to make it in time. Unfortunately, Milwaukee does fall once again to SIUC.
Initiating match. Ready for battle.
And they see, 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 and they see.
Alright, SIUC going on Suravasa Flashpoint map, taking up with the Doomfist as a tank. I mean, I know Pyro's been working on this for quite some time in his in the out of match, but will it be successful against Milwaukee?
Going in with this same pharmacy comp, it looks like they're going to be playing against a pretty similar comp from what Milwaukee's playing this whole game so far. But Pyro gets a quick pick on the soldier, and Jonathan follows up by killing the tank. And it's going to be a pretty clean sweep going into this first flashpoint.
Milwaukee is in that Bastion, probably to help try and just put some insane damage pressure on that Pharah, but in a map like Saravasa, there's just so much enclosed spaces and walls for Jetcool to hide behind. I don't think it's gonna do much damage.
There's so much cover to just shoot over and to hide behind that it's hard to find picks on the Pharah, and Jetcool comes up with another pick, taking out this Lucio early on in the fight, but Pyro does get walled off and he's gonna get punished.
Yeah, Suzu
But
manages
manages
honestly
to get
clutch.
out.
No, finding a pick on KFE without Milwaukee's tank, it's gonna be really hard to try and cap this point.
SIUC with 60% on the board already.
Pyro just being a devastator on that front line, causing so much chaos in their supports. I mean, they just can't catch a break.
This Milwaukee's team having a real problem getting into point because they're all separated. It's always a 5v3.
Pyro is just always jumping in that back line, causing the disruption, and then Jack the Cool from above, causing that poke damage. It's just so hard to catch a break from damage and get a second to actually plan out what they're gonna do.
SIUC has just found a rhythm and gotten into it. I mean, these aren't characters you typically see in the Navigators division.
Yeah, definitely some high skill ceiling characters. Far of all, you need to be extremely careful from where you are, especially against
So Milwaukee
Bastion.
does pick up 2 kills here. SIUC is going to be fighting for this point, down 2 members.
Jack the Cool gets 1, but not enough. He gets rocked. And looks like Milwaukee's
I'm
gonna end up
interested to
taking
see
this
they
point.
do continue to fight for this point, kind of filtering in. Now SIUC's got this problem of being separated, but Nola's going to back off, and looks like SIUC's going to regroup for this recontest.
Looks like they got a little in over their heads there for a second, but let's see if they can make it up with a quick and clean cleanup.
Milwaukee putting a lot of damage down this corridor, but Dr. Cool pulls up with another pick on this Bastion.
No, cancels beat for Milwaukee. Absolutely massive ult cancel. Jack the Cool chasing that Ana down, cutting off their healing supply. Milwaukee just standing still, trying to get regrouped.
Looks like SIUC takes point here. Milwaukee's got 55 on it. I wonder if they're going to get a good contestant.
Milwaukee swapping over to the Doom. Honestly, an interesting pick, but it might be what they need to try and get some traction.
This is just going to be a really difficult comp to try to deal with a Pharah. I mean, you've got a Bastion and you've got an Ana, but this male just completely takes out Pyro and Theorem.
SIUC starting to meet their makers. I mean, they're starting to kind of lose their grip. Jetcool does get 2 picks, but they're actually holding on there. It's an even fight, 2 versus 2 right here. SIUC coming back. Can they clap this point over? Just
Null
one
with a
left.
quick pick on KFE, and it looks like SIUC is going to take this point back.
Milwaukee just heavily staggered now. Half their team is on respawn time, but the other half is pushing the front line. Not a good spot to be in. They do end up regrouping here, ready for this next push. This timer gets closer and closer to 100%.
Looks like Milwaukee's going to come in for one last contest as they push the point, but
So you see starting to pop some bolts here. We got Visor going on. No, picks 2. And looks like another clean and quick cleanup for SIUC.
2 flashpoints down, 1 more and SIUC takes this series. It's been a pretty clean match so far.
They were stuck for a little bit, but they found their rhythm. They figured out what they needed to do and who to focus on. Looks like SIUC is choosing to poke their backline, give them the point first.
Flashpoint
There is 11 seconds though. I feel like we're gonna see a fight before the point unlocks.
AFE push up a little too quick.
Beat comes out on the side of Milwaukee.
Milwaukee looks like they're gonna take first cap here. SIUC still trying to struggle.
But
trying to find the
KFE
ground.
dives a bit too deep into the backline and is immediately punished. And
Huge
Jack the Cool
barrage.
with a 4-piece, just confirming this point for SIUC.
Absolutely massive. That's what they needed to confirm this point. And with this point locked, I think SIU is just got the ground they need to full hold Milwaukee.
Looks like this fight, there's probably going to be a Bastion and a Soldier ult coming in on this attack. The visor gets popped, but is immediately canceled by Jack the Cool.
An absolutely massive pick from SIUC. Doom off the map, misses his connect.
And SIUC is really just going to get a free 50% here.
Pyro just absolutely bullying their supports in that back line.
And Hollow Fungus now onto the Pharah, trying to match Jack the Cool.
This is very interesting. Pyro does get the pick off of that Doom.
SIUC is holding the spawn now, and 92% on the clock. I don't think they're gonna touch.
Nope. SIUC takes yet another clean sweep against a team, making SIUC undefeated going into playoffs.